Hello, welcome to another Punters Guide this weekend. Three meetings in front of the ITV cameras to look forward to between Newmarket, Ascot and Redcar, and some Group 1s and competitive handicaps to look forward to, Jason. Everybody's catered for.
Yeah, some weekends you look at it and you think, oh, how are we going to pick a few winners out throughout the card? There are some shorties throughout the day, but I'll tell you what, there is some super opportunities at big prices, notable fillies handicaps at this time of the year when they're all starting to go in their coat. There are opportunities out there.
Let's start at HQ then. We'll do it in time order, shall we, for a little change. Newmarket 130, a fillies handicap. Well, lots of eyes will be drawn to Godolphin and a whisper in the words. Ryan Moore donning the silks of the boys in blue.
Yeah, and couldn't say that she was unlucky. What you will say is that the front two pulled an absolute mile clear of the third when she ran last time. Ryan on board, William obviously over in America, Canada, Doyle's out there as well. It's all going on this weekend. I think she's bound to be over bet, isn't she? When you look at her, why have we got a Godolphin runner only with a little rating of 87? She's in a handicap for a reason. Got a few of these that are dropping down in grade. Morning Poem, she ran in the John Musker, comes back into handicap company, could see her in a better light. But I have to say, one who's flown miles under the radar, Lady Alara for Charlie Hills. Now, Kevin Stott, he's not had a great time since he lost the job with Ammo, but he can get one on the board here. She did really well to make all at Ascot, steps up to the mile and a quarter. For all the world, she's going to really enjoy it. Never any nearer than right on top of the line. I looked at her at double digits and I thought she is massively overpriced.
Yeah, ran a good second, was it, last time out? Good effort then for Charles Hills. Right, let's move across to Ascot then for their open. It's the 150. It is the Roost Stakes over the Flying 5 furlongs. And Emirati Anna be popular at Downing class.
Yeah, he's a funny horse, isn't he? He's definitely the class angle in the lineup. Official rating of 111. That's nowhere near his pomp. I don't know. Has he lost the winning habit? That would be my worry, isn't it? Chipstead, he's got to be better than he's running in the Portland. You've got the likes of Nymphadora, who looked to be gifted the World Trophy and couldn't get the job done at Newbury. Different ground conditions today, admittedly. But I quite like down the bottom. Zudu Spirit, daughter of Zoostar, has her first start for George Bowie. Rossa Ryan couldn't be in any better form. She has bumped into some really good types. She actually had Living the Moment, Living the Dream just behind her on a couple of occasions. Really solid form. She's as yet to encounter decent ground conditions. I think she's going to be improver. First time for the Bowie team, 9 runners. She's a sneaky each way.
Yeah, Rosa Ryan then, yeah. Future champion jockey, surely. He's been red hot lately, hasn't he?
Oh, he's in absolutely brilliant form. We'll see him later on as we work through the cards. He's got Anaf. He is going to stay around for the winter as well. Often the punters worry about having a real go-to jockey on their side. Rossa Ryan will be around this winter as well.
Great stuff. Great news. Right, let's go back to HQ then. A big pot up for grabs, £150,000. Prize money all the way down to 10th. 22 runners, but it's definitely quantity over quality here, and we've got a short one.
Yeah, is it Zulu Chief at the top of the market? Has been super impressive the last couple of times. Really good for Gina Mangan to get the leg up on Zulu Chief as well. Look, with an official rating of 97, probably going to be tough to beat, but not for me. In a big field like this, when they're all going to be gunning towards the front end, I think it could be another female rider, though, who comes up with the goods. Safi Osborne gets on board Drama. Drama managed to win at Windsor in pretty good fashion. Came out in the sales race last time behind Woodhay Wonder, beaten 10 lengths. They went flat to the boards. Can put a line through that effort. Been given a break, 42 days, comes back here. I think that Drama, again, is a big each-way player. Got a lovely pedigree, good trainer, and I think he's drawn on the right side. So he'd be an each-way play for me, Drama.
They're talking of jockeys in form, Rosa Ryan. Safi Osborne's having a great time of it as well, hasn't she, last few weeks?
Yeah, she can't stop riding winners. It's nearly like the racing league gave her that springboard back into action, if you like. And yeah, obviously she gets a good opportunity for Jamie, but lots of other trainers using her. You know, as we've seen, James Ferguson, Ed Walker, George Bowie getting plenty of rides.
Well, let's switch back to Ascot then for a Group 3. It's the Cumberland Lodge Stakes. Good contest. This Al Arsi will be popular. Al Kareem bounced back to form at Chester last time out as well. And Isra on the comeback trail as well. Good contest here of a mile and a half.
Yeah, I don't think it could have been that easy for Jim Crowley to choose between the two. Very little between Al Arsi and Isra on what they've shown so far. Al Kareem, you're right, good re-rally to beat Blue Stocking at Chester. Like the way that he got on with it. And you got the old boy, Yukon Glen. He's a wonderful old performer, isn't he? And Claymore, who won the Hampton Court around here, he actually reportedly bled from the nose last time. So he's got to come with a bit of a warning. He could be the pace angle, but I'm not sure he will actually stay there. Down the bottom, Postilio has won at Hamilton, run 2 shockers, goes back to Hamilton and wins there. Surely we can't rely on him back in that form up down here again. So I think it has to be Al Arsi, doesn't it? Jim Crowley on board. He doesn't find a lot off the bridle, but he can take you to the furlong marker on the bridle with the jockey stationary. That's how he'll win, I think.
Yeah, Jim Cody maybe got the right one then with Al Arsi. Let's move up to Redcar, the only the only race of theirs on ITV, and their richest race day, of course. It is the 2-year-old trophy, another £150,000 race for juveniles this weekend. Dragon Leader likely to be short, back on better ground after finishing second in a big pot at Doncaster.
Yeah, I think that you've hit the nail on the head. He wins twice at Salisbury back to back. He goes to York. He puts up a massive performance. Did really well under the conditions behind room service at Doncaster. Still picked up a good slice of the pie. It's interesting. He's rated 96. Killian is rated 101. The way they have the weights in the race, Killian has to carry 9 stone 7. He's got to give just under a stone to Richard Kingscote's mount. 8 stone 8. That'd be fairly light for Richard as well. I think that he knows there's a big pot on offer. Looks like he's got a bit more of a job proposition there with the team as well. So I think that Dragon Leader, I know he's short. He'll be the cornerstone of many an accumulator.
He certainly will be, yeah, I'd imagine so. And I say it's kind of one of those races, again, quantity over quality in the big field. Right, another sprint at Ascot. I've had the Roost Stakes over 5. I've got the Bengoff Stakes over 6. And, what an admirable sort he is, isn't he? Comanche Falls very rarely fails to run his race, and he'll likely be popular once again here.
Well, he's going to be popular. I'm not sure who's going to be favourite between him and Anaf, who's off the back of the Portland win, significantly came out and won the Air Gold Cup. He's given a super. He goes incredibly well for Ross Orion. But are they the obvious ones? If we think it's those two, surely Anaf has been on the go since January. I know he had a little break. I think he maybe had March off, something like that. But he's been on the go throughout all the year. Can he reproduce that here? When you look at the others, The Dream actually won this in 2021. Didn't run that good behind Rohan in it this last year. She'll be the forgotten runner. And we've also got Pink Crystal, who managed to win really well up at Scotland last time. But I'd say that she's going to have to put up, by some way, a career best. What about the old favourite Jumbie coming back down in trip at a big double-digit price? Hasn't been sprinting for a long time, but he's a real classy individual on his day. I think he can definitely get a slice of the pie anyway, on a track that he's got good format as well.
Yeah, he certainly was made in it, didn't he, for Eve Johnson Horton a few years back. Yes, Jumbie then in the Bengoff. What about the Group 1 Sun Chariot Stakes at Newmarket then? 8 fillies set to head to post. In Spiral, likely to be market leader. Impressive again, back in France, retaining a title there. But she can be quite a hit and miss. She was very disappointed at Goodwood prior to that as well.
Yeah, well, go on, you're being harsh, and she ran at Goodwood on bottomless ground against Paddington. Had she not decided to turn up in that race, that Group 1 showpiece would have had a bit of an extremely one-sided look. She comes back out, she manages to win over in France again for the 2nd consecutive season. Dettori on board. Oh, it has all the hallmarks of a massive dismount, doesn't it? Let's hope he doesn't go over on his leg and they bring the crash mat out for him. When you look at the French runner, Mose de Savon, who goes for Andre Fabre, fascinating. Her form ties in with Via Sistina. If you would have a look at Via Sistina and her, she's going to have to step up dramatically on that form to trouble in Spiral. Heredia could give you a run for your money, but no, I cannot desert a Dettori flying dismount here in Spiral. It'll be the shorty up at Redcar, the shorty here as well in Spiral.
Yeah, then maybe a couple for a double or the Accas or whatever you want to play in Spiral then in the Sun Chariot Group 1 success and a Frankie Dettori flying dismount maybe. Then we've got the day's big betting race at Ascot, the 8th and final race on ITV. A 7 furlong straight course handicap at Ascot. 18 runners, all the regulars are back, Jason. Whose turn is it this weekend?
Yes, it is one of those. And Popmaster, we kept going back to the well, and what happens? He comes out and absolutely dots up last time. Baradar's been in winning form. You got Quinault. Great that Luke Catton gets back on board for Stuart Williams. He'd actually been a massive part of that success story, getting him to settle early on when he first went into the yard. Look, I followed him the last twice, and he's been slightly disappointing. Now he comes back in grade. Biggles for Rafe Beckett. Who's the man in charge? It's Rossa Ryan again. He's a fascinating booking for him. He can be a little bit keen in his races, but we've got a guaranteed pace runner in Quinault. Not far away from him. He's in 8. Quinault is lower. He's going to get a perfect sort of draft into the race in behind. And that was what helped him win the Bunbury Cup in emphatic fashion. So don't think we've quite seen the best of him the last few times, Biggles.
Big day for Rossa Ryan, you fancy that at Ascot?
Yeah, I think he's going to have a super day all the way through the card. I'm not going with what he might think is his strongest ride with Anaf in the sprint. But I think Rossa is just doing so well at the moment. And after winning at Wolverhampton earlier in the week, said he's going to stay around as well. I think that's a big positive.
Yeah, success breeds success and plenty of confidence as well for Rossa Ryan heading to this weekend. What would be your idea of the strongest bet on the card?
I think if you want one that's going to go down there and come back, but he's going to be short, 4 to 6, is he something like that? Dragon Leader, he's incredibly tight, isn't he? Killian will be the only danger I can see against him, but he has to give him a whole chunk of weight. And then if there's one at a price, Zudu Spirit is flying massively under the radar. She's been campaigned on bottomless ground in France, comes across to George Bowie's team, who couldn't be any hotter. Rossa Ryan is on board in the sprint division. Big each way player.
Great stuff. Looking forward then to a big day, a big weekend of racing action as well across those 3 meetings. Brilliant cards everywhere. Whatever you're back in, the very best of luck.